It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we'll see Jordan Love. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Packers and the Lions, and it comes your way next.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. You look at this Packers defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Derek Barnes able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10. 3rd and 19. Now Love. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on third. Goff. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Third down and 1. Off the play fake, Love. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. On now is the Packers punter, standing just outside his own goal line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Going back to Gibbs on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You look at this Packers defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Play action. It's Goff. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Gibbs trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback And they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, Charles certainly circled that play. We might have to revisit it later. They had 3 in their back pocket. They go for it on 4th and goal and throw the pick.
Well, you know, we're still in the first half. A bold call nonetheless. And I guess the book might have said take the 3. But it looks like they burned the book and just said, give me the analytics. And the analytics said, go for it. Didn't work out.
Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Love's throw finds its target, Dobbs. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll go again to Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. We hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. The Packers at 7 and 9 now on the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another 1st down.
Play action this time with Love. Got Dobbs over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. On target to his man, Likely. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Jones going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jones again. But he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. They'll try and run it in with Jones. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They'll go with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Packers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here, as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now Goff. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. And now the 1,400-yard mark eclipsed. A touchdown on that last drive. He's put together such a solid season. We always talk about 1,000-yard campaigns, and 2,000 so elusive, but 1,500, that's a nice total to aim toward, too.
It really is, because when you get to that type of a number, you know those guys up front have done yeoman duty, right? And what we don't give them enough credit for is not just the initial blocks that they make. It's that 2nd and 3rd block. Sometimes you get the combination blocks where you're running the power game. But how about the linemen who can get their block on the line of scrimmage and climb to the 2nd and the 3rd level and get linebackers and defensive backs downfield to gain additional yardage?
And they have done that to perfection almost this year. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Love looking to throw it. He hits Dobbs on the crosser. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Up the middle, Jones. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau. No gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the line 16. Really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Love's throw is on target to Likely. Pulling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. Here's Love. Touchdown! Romeo Doubs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Gano now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. Williams now on the return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Jonah Jackson, former third-round pick, the guilty party. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Goff now looks to throw. Finding Williams once more, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 37 yards. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, then you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, you're a former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with the touchdown.
Yes,
You're
exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays. So let's make sure that we don't let him get going again.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Love now. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Throwing on second and long. Love. Complete to Likely. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. Love from the gun. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. This one swung out here to Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Love. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. Now Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on the stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
In that first half, it was the veteran Aaron Jones who had it going. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Now a second down throw for Love here. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 57 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And brought down there by Taylor Rapp from the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Love, they go play action now. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 36. Throwing, Love. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Reed. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Love. He's got the hookup with Dobbs. He's brought down to the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the play fake, Love. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. To the air again, Love. Complete to Likely on the out route. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He sets up the screen to Jones. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a 1st down.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. To throw now, here's Love. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Alex Anzalone in there to drop him. It sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Back to throw. Love. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Gano's kick is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Gone. to the right side and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Here's Jones again on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Play fake. Here's Love. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there, and that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
On the return is Williams. Sheds off the tackle. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Love looking to throw it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end, not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Jones. They find some open field here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 97 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On third down, here's Jones. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. On first down, it's gone. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. This offense so far on third down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. That is caught. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now it's Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And they'll get to him right away as he's taken down right there at the 44. 22 yards there, a first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Out of the gun, Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. On 1st and 10, Goff. That's complete to Laporta. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
Holding offense.
Well, an unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Desperation time for Goff on fourth. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 120 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A quick throw, but incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his
Think he
rhythm
got
is just
confused?
off?
I
He's
don't
got
know.
thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
9 yards on the play and a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Again, it's Jones. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Time for another look at this Lions offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Play action. It's Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And he'll get this one to Cooper, complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Throwing again is Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. To throw on 2nd down is Goff. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Green Bay, they'll finish a game below 500 at 8-9 on the year. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Lions, this loss will be the capper to what will be a disappointing 5-12 campaign. And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.